Ready?
Guys, we're recording.
Are you still firing Santi?
Huh?
You still firing him?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Why would we find Santi?
Alright.
Because I don't like him.
Why would it be?
Are we ready?
I don't like Santi.
Are we ready?
Is it recording?
Yes,
Are we ready?
Yeah, we've been ready.
Yeah, okay, we're ready.
Being ready.
He's in the intro.
I'll do it.
Fuck it, introduce yourself, people.
Yeah, no, let's do. Alright. Welcome to the Uncultured podcast, episode 17.
Oh.
Today,
I am dead.
today we have with us Emmanuel. Yes.
I didn't expect. I'm a kid.
Is that the one you took from my house?
Yeah.
Sorry. An harmonica.
Introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just didn't expect that. My name's Forever. Hi, everyone.
Special guest.
My name's Ben.
And the guy has been hiding the whole time since. Sorry, did I cut you off?
No.
My apologies. Alright, here we go. That's it.
Where did you get that from?
Can we address this, please?
I do
Can
want
we
to point
address the
out.
harmonica?
I said that you got it from my house, but not like I use it. I'm just saying it's
Yeah.
in my yard. Like,
Can
Where were
we
you
address
hiding
it?
that?
I've had my eye on it for a while. I was like, he ain't using that. I could make better use of that. So I took that. And look,
So is this going to be like a regular thing
this
now?
is the
for every
thing now.
episode?
It's the thing, yeah, for sure.
No,
I'll learn
yeah,
how to
sure.
do it for sure.
When
we-
we,
I'll give you
at
updates
the end,
every
are
week.
you going to go the other way?
I think you should.
Oh, right, yeah. Alright. You wish I even knew like the music theory to know if I went upscale or downscale, but I
I
don't
think you
even
probably
know.
went. I don't know.
It just got it out randomly.
Yeah, I went upscale, yeah. Alright.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Well, that was cool.
That was eventful.
Very
That was
original.
hilarious.
Shit.
So,
Thank you to Ben
yes.
for making the intro, which you guys will see at the start of the
We'll be
video.
using at the beginning,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was really good. I mean, you thought it was shit, didn't you?
Alright,
I put blood into that, you know.
Man, but I was there when he was doing it.
Yeah, it was always, yeah.
This
But-
is your boy as well.
yeah, we got way back. But not by choice.
Oh.
Yeah,
Nice.
like you know when someone new joins the school when it's like
Yeah.
when you show this person around, he was my person. And I left him. I didn't show him around. And then from reception now to what year would you say you're in now? Like
We went to uni. We
yeah,
finished
but
uni
after
together.
that, you're like because obviously like college is like
Unemployed. That's
12,
it. Now we're
13.
unemployed together.
Yeah, now we're just unemployed.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice though.
Yeah.
So, like,
sweet.
What did you study?
And like
Uni, yeah.
all together, like I did art and design in school,
Yeah.
art and design in college, animation and illustration in uni,
Yeah.
and I got a 2-1.
So would you
Okay.
say like it's hard to get a job within the industry, like as a
Oh
creative
yeah,
person?
definitely. Yeah, like you don't realize how many other people are actually applying for the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
job. Because when you're in uni, you think, I'll get a job, be fine. You leave and you got like 30k debt, and yeah.
How's
But,
it pay it back?
Okay. Oh, I wish.
Because it's like I think everyone
you're doing
here,
a master's.
God damn.
everyone here is a creative,
Mm-hmm.
aside from Emmanuel. Because
Well, I'm here, so it's a creative.
you're doing. What are you studying again?
Accounting.
Yeah.
At least he's got a secure job ahead.
You know the one's there.
Perfect balance, man. Don't worry.
Well, I don't think I'll go into accounting.
Right,
What do you think you want to go into?
You
I
could
don't
fund
know.
our craft.
Huh?
Yeah, you
Oh,
do.
Yeah,
Sure,
that's true.
Mad.
Investor
What
and
was my
that.
job?
Yeah. You work for like a big accounting firm, get funding for us to make shit,
Mm-hmm.
and then hopefully we'll make money from it. I think that's the problem with like being a creative, where
Yeah.
you want full control of what you're creating, and when you have investors putting money into you, they have expectations. Like you might create something that's just artistically good, but if it's not making money, no one's gonna care about it. And it's finding that balance with being fully in control of what you're doing and having the money to do what you're doing. Like getting a job is hard. And then let's say, like Santi, you're directing. I want to go in directing as well and make our own shit. Like that's gonna be hard.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you want to go into?
Journalism, fashion journalism. in particular.
I mean, there's a job there, I guess. There's a
Yeah.
job market there, but you're
There's
gonna be working a lot of freelance,
And a lot of freelance.
and then having to like you've got bills to pay and having to do something on the side to sort of, you know. And you want to go into presenting, don't you?
Everything.
Oh fuck it! I'm sorry.
Are you
So-
going to
Superwoman.
airports wow, on this as well?
She just wants to show us.
Have you got a
that she's
sponsorship
You-
deal?
Forgot.
You sponsor?
rich. So can you take them out?
No, but Apple should sponsor
Yeah,
us now.
legit,
Yeah,
seriously.
true.
Would you say you make decent money from
Wherever you work.
If I get work, then
Yeah.
yeah, because like for like standard rate for like animation, you can do like £150 a day. Like that's like starting,
Yeah.
and the amount of hours and time that goes into it, like
Yeah.
you can make quite a lot of money. But it's finding people that are actually like serious about it, because you get a lot of people that will be like, can I get it like pro bono? They're like, oh, can I pay you an exposure? Can I just like, no, you can't pay me an exposure. It doesn't like feed me.
What does that mean?
What pro bono?
Pro bono.
Like, pay you an exposure. It's
Imagine we didn't pay him.
Yeah.
It's like,
to do the...
Yeah, so we paid him. We paid him,
Wait,
guys.
You paid him?
Yeah, we paid him.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, we paid him.
I didn't get my cut.
Oh, we paid him.
We paid him.
I want for the one you thought was shit. Yeah, I'll give you a cut. Don't worry.
So we paid, man. So like, paying for exposure is like me asking you to do something, and just because you did it for me, and I've got an audience, that's the exposure you need, and hopefully you make money from that.
Promo.
Yeah.
Pay with promo.
Yeah,
I won't pay you, but I'll shout you out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Imagine,
Then once.
like you didn't spend time doing that, where you could have been earning money.
Yeah.
So how long was you like? How long would you say you was doing it before you started earning any sort of money?
A few years. Like sometimes I still don't earn like money anyway.
Yeah.
Like, but luckily, end of last year, I managed to get a job that was like somewhat creative. Like, I won't mention the name of it for possible legal reasons.
Yeah,
but,
that's all good. That's all good.
it was for a brand, and like they're quite corporate, so creativity wasn't really their thing. So everything would be filtered down. Like they thought they knew what they were doing, and it'd be like I was getting paid like a wage, and not what I feel was worth what I was putting in. But I only got that through like someone else that I know. Like I didn't actually. Yeah. Even now, like 2 years ago, I illustrated a book that's on Amazon.
Hey.
I didn't get paid for it.
Why?
No, but like all good, like because I know the person, so like I'm not like
You're
hating
not-
on them,
yeah.
because obviously like, they did me a favor. That was my first shot at doing something.
Yeah.
It's on Amazon. It's called "So You Want to Be a Footballer" by Dean Holness.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, he's a really cool guy. Like I'm doing more work with him now.
Okay, is he paying you now?
Yeah.
Hey, hold tight. You came through in the beginning.
But he's an ex-pro footballer.
Oh.
Yeah, so he was about getting into football, and he was like funding it just himself. Like he didn't have a job at the time, I don't think, and that was my first thing. So
It's not what you know, it's who you know. That's
Yeah.
such a thing.
it is. It actually is.
It's always like, although it's not like, although you might not want to do stuff for free, but it's always so important to do stuff for free.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
that's how you get out.
Yeah, legit.
Which is shit, but
But also
It's
for
part of-
like big companies and stuff, they should really be employing like their intern people and stuff. Because you've got like that massive name behind you, and you can't even pay like £6 an hour. Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
It's mad.
No, I mean some of them are just sly, innit? It's just like, yeah, we can pay you, but we know that you need it more than we need you. So that's just the way they manipulate it.
and like corporations like that, without creatives, they wouldn't. Creatives are good, like they're important for the brand.
You
Because
feel
how are they
like-
meant? Because how are they meant to get the exposure? Like Nike, someone has to design the trainers. Someone has to design the way it's advertised to people. Someone has to go through all these steps for it to entice people to buying it. Without creative people, they're not going to make any money.
Yeah. Speaking of that thing of Nike, there's a book that everyone should read. It's called Shoe Dog.
Yeah.
About the guy that
Phil
actually,
Knight, yeah.
But like you know that Nike actually, it may not be like true, but from what I've heard from like and read, it is. So like there was a graphic designer that I think they paid like $70 for the Nike logo.
Yeah.
Swoosh that's now like billionaire.
Billion,
I saw another one like that.
But to be
it
fair,
was-
she owns stock in the company. Though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
the woman
what
that
it is.
designed
I
it,
know
yeah.
that's good, but the one that designed the Ben and Jerry logo only got free ice cream for life.
Wait. Depends on how you look at it.
Yeah, that's what-
I don't know,
Oh, wait,
because when
stop.
you tally
Oh,
up
shit,
how
man.
much you'd spend on the Ben and Jerry tubs
Yeah.
versus the wage you would have got,
I
it probably
but let's
evens
think
out.
about it.
I think
Yeah.
about
They're
your
only
bills.
making use of what you've been given. Otherwise, you would have definitely taken the stock instead.
No, ice cream's not gonna
Especially
pay
how
your
Ben and
bills.
Jerry turned out to be from the beginning, right?
I'm so hungry.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame.
You could sell that ice cream.
Huh?
You could sell that ice
And as a
What?
cream. Free
creative,
ice cream for life. Because you said ice cream won't help pay the bills.
as a creative,
£7 a tub on delivery.
it's important to always take ownership of your things you make. And I was just checking the
We
sound.
good?
level.
We
Yeah,
good?
we're good. Because have you heard of Witcher? This is for gamers out here. The Witcher
the
3.
game,
Yeah, right. So the
the game.
So the guy who wrote the Witcher books, yeah, he just sold the rights to
The story.
all the intellectual property to
To make the game.
yes. Can I finish, please?
Well, you're barely getting there. Let me not lie.
Attention,
Because I'm trying to think of the company that make whatever company that make Witcher. So because he thought, fuck it, I'll take the 50,000 whatever. It's a different country. I think Denmark or Norway, somewhere there. I'll just take the money now because I don't think the games are going to be successful.
Oh.
So
that's the problem.
He flopped because now those games are massively successful, and now he's suing them, saying that they didn't pay him
what he felt like
he earned. Even though they said that what's fucked up is when they initially they weren't going to pay him the 50k, they were going to give him like a cut, a stake in the game.
Yeah.
It would have worked out better for him.
Exactly, but he didn't take it. He couldn't see the success. But as creators, take ownership of your shit. It's important to make sure that you own your shit because you make money in the long run, not the short term. Nice. And that's like with music as well. Like most musicians that you like and listen to, they don't own their songs. Like,
I find that mad.
Yeah, the record label owns their
producers?
songs. No. So let's say
with the record company.
Yeah, so let's say you make a song. Most musicians don't own the masters, so the masters is what makes the money.
Yeah, that's like Prince. You all know about the thing that happened to Prince like years and years ago. Like, I'm not a big Prince fan, but like his label owns him, so like he didn't make or own any of his stuff. So he was going on like a big rebellious thing. Like he was writing the word like slave on his face, and like then he changed his name legally to the symbol. Like you can't pronounce his name, the name Prince. He could make his own music and make money without being Prince. And when he got it all back, he changed it back to Prince.
I swear, is that why he called himself the man formerly known as Prince?
Yeah. So like, he just changed his name to a actual symbol. You couldn't pronounce it. Like,
because it's like
loophole.
Yeah, legit.
That's sick. I'll do that if I could.
Yeah,
if I was in a situation, of course. But
it's just a matter of law. You just got to find the right way to squeeze yourself in there.
And because most people, they see that big signing on fee that they get for taking a contract, they just take it without reading the fine print and reading what they're losing out on. So let's say, you take that 2 million, 3 million, however much it is now, you might be losing out on 50 million in the future. You might be losing out on 60, 70, but just for that 2 or 3 million at that very moment in time. And what's funny is that, see that 2 and 3 million you're taking, you still have to pay that back. It's not actually yours, it's like credit. You have to pay that back for your sales. And if you're not, if your shit flops, that's still on you. Yeah. You have to keep making music until you pay that shit back. That signing on fee. I didn't actually know that.
What would you recommend then? No one signs a contract.
No, it's not. No one signs. But know what you're signing. Make sure that you're in control.
No. I think some of them do know, but obviously once they go through it, they're like, "Oh, this is not what I wanted at all."
That's true. And I think the problem is most creatives start off poor or low income. You know, from
they come from humble beginnings.
Yeah. So when you see that 2 million or 3 million, you jump at the chance because you've never had that before.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So
give me some of that.
It's biding your time and knowing that you need to be in control of what you have. You can't let big corporations take that away from you. And I think that's the most important thing.
So how do you join a record company and not fall into that predicament?
No, the thing is, like, the record company, when they give you that contract, that
you can pick out what you like and what you don't like.
They present it to you with an opportunity, but everything that you do in that contract is beneficial to them, and it's all at your expense. So, like you said, like, if he doesn't want to be anymore, he has to keep doing it.
It's like, have you heard of a 360 deal? So, like, a 360 deal, like, musicians make most of their money really and truly from touring and like merchandise and all that, but that belonged to them. All that proceeds belonged to them. But a 360 deal meant that all of that was split with the company instead of keeping it to themselves. So just avoid get a good lawyer and negotiate properly.
Yeah, don't go in there by yourself.
And do not sell if you're a musician, don't sell your songs. Don't sell your songs to record labels because it's pointless. You're not gonna make shit. Like, it's more important for you to keep your masters. Like, you know, like Michael Jackson and like the Beatles, they're making millions still because
they own all that.
You know they did.
Mangoes, you know that.
Their estate.
Yeah, they've got an income and fortune at all times. I need that. I need to be dead and making money. Are you mad?
That's
I
millions.
remember when Michael Jackson died and they released the album. I remember I was so confused.
Yeah, I
like,
was like,
I was like 11. I was like, wow.
I thought he was dead.
How
He
did dead
used
people
to-
record
he
music?
used
Yeah,
to
it's
collab
like-
with Drake like last year.
I know.
Oh, that-
mad.
Wait,
That was
what?
the weekend.
Yeah.
Oh,
What?
was that the weekend?
No.
Yeah.
Drake did
No,
too.
it wasn't Michael.
Wait,
Listen
what?
to that properly, yeah. It's like they
Oh, is
sampled
it the
Michael.
conspiracy theory?
It's not.
It's a conspiracy.
Listen to that. Listen to that
What?
song properly.
Man, you know
You
the
know
ones
the
with
Drake
it,
song with
I swear it says
Michael.
on it like featuring.
Yeah,
Michael
yeah.
Jackson.
It does.
But I feel like what they did was like Drake's. I mean, The Weeknd sang it, but they made it sound like Michael, or they
The
had some
Weeknd does
unwritten.
sound like him anyway.
A little bit, yeah.
If you,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
can't
it
exactly
does.
play it now because it's gonna go on YouTube and we're gonna
Yeah,
get
exactly.
that copyright strike.
I've actually been reading a lot about that.
Don't.
5-second intervals.
Mm.
Yeah, like, I can't afford a lawsuit right now, so you just
No.
That's why you need a lawyer.
You know, like,
Well,
I'm
he
not
just
getting
started.
paid for my shit. Can you just?
So,
No.
So yeah,
I'm a
that
I
is-
think.
Sorry, unprofessional.
No, but in terms of the creative side, no.
no, I
better to
mean,
learn.
I might be just like a cycle thing because I mean, what you find commonly is, and I can say this because one of them is like a lot of artists, with whatever field it is, there's some of them that feel very entitled, so they want a certain percentage of a certain way, but it's like an ending cycle because like the company knows that they want to get as much as they can, but also being cost efficient, and at the same time you have artists that are desperate that will settle for that. So then that goes on. For example, in I think GTA 4, the main character was voiced by a voice actor who settled for 50,000 or something. But the way Rockstar did it was they made him record lines without telling him the context. So they just gave him the lines and stuff.
Yeah.
He didn't realize he was recording for Rockstar. I believe that that's the case.
Yeah.
So then after when he
So
found
he
out, it was
didn't
like,
know it was for GTA.
yeah. Like, he didn't know 100% it was for that. It was just, I think he had done it for like a middle company. or
Kind of
something like
figure it
A
out
bit
on
fishy,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
third line.
So then after he was like, hold on, this is Rockstar.
Yeah.
I should be getting hella
Hella
money
mo-
for
yeah,
this,
yeah,
you know. And what now? When
Oh,
they
he
put
didn't
back the
really
Witcher guy,
accept
like, what, he's suing him, but does he really have any grounds? No,
No.
exactly. So it's
Because
peak.
nothing is fair in this world.
Mm-hmm.
People go, well, they're kind of protected by a contract that you signed. It's not like, yeah, they kind of did you dirty. Because the humans are scumbags.
Mm.
True.
I don't know why I looked at you when you said that.
Is there something you're trying to say here?
Tension.
But yeah.
You know?
I reckon the world's going to end, you know.
Yeah,
What?
so
I reckon the world's going
What?
to end, like, maybe not in our lifetime, but the next lifetime.
yeah,
Like, our children or maybe our grandchildren. We're going to die.
But I might still be alive then.
2,200.
So you're saying it's all downhill from here?
It's
I
all
feel
down-
like it is.
Oh, we've
isn't
been
it?
on the decline.
Yeah, it's
2,200.
been downhill
For
from
sure.
time now.
I feel like the world is
History
so
repeats itself,
divided.
always.
I
Yeah.
feel like, yeah, the world is so divided at the moment. Global warming is coming fast.
Have you watched Our Planet?
I have not with David Attenborough.
Oh, and Netflix.
Yeah,
I
Netflix.
get bored of it.
Man, you Netflix.
Do you know what?
I prefer what's the other one?
Planet Earth.
Yeah, Planet Earth.
I love
Same.
David Attenborough.
Planet Earth is so
But
much
it was.
better.
I mean, it's a bit soul destroying when he's like, and now the whole lake has dried up and there's no life there, and you're like, oh, okay, shit. Like every time I
Should've
throw
recycled
a
that
straw
cup.
away, I feel bad now. I'm like, that's
Should
really
we use
You
the
should.
reusable
The
straw?
point.
No, actually, we
Or
shouldn't
use
feel bad.
paper straw.
No. This is why we shouldn't feel bad because
paper straw.
it's the big corporations that contribute to global warming the most, and they act like it's a personal issue. It is to an extent. We should recycle.
Yeah.
We should, be
Yeah.
conscious. But it's these big corporations that are making all
It's
these
very true.
greenhouse gases,
So-
etc., etc.
So listen to this.
Yeah, like,
Oh.
just really what she's saying,
Yeah.
like, because whether we buy it or not, they're gonna keep making it. And
That's
after
true.
that, yeah, like, like big brands and things like that. You know, they don't recycle their clothes, get
No,
clothes,
they
burn
throw-
it.
yeah.
Like, Abercrombie
Yeah.
and Fitch burn all their stuff.
That's
Because they
Why
want
would
to
you do
keep
that?
that level of. There's a word I'm looking for. It will come to me, but you guys carry
Why
on.
don't just keep their brand like being worn by consumers?
Prestigiousness.
Yes, that word will do.
Alright.
What's the
What?
word? Like,
Prestigiousness. Like,
Prestigiousness.
Prestige.
yeah.
Prestigiousness.
Yeah, because like
I
who
hate
else
that.
did it? What's that? What's that? Burberry.
Yeah.
They used to burn all their excess whatever.
How
Louis Vuitton
can
as
you
well.
do that?
There's homeless
How
people
can you
that are
physically
homeless.
burn things that are in good working order when there's people like, I don't need it, but I would want it, but there are people
Capitalism.
that need it,
Exactly.
and you're just going to burn it?
But
For
then
what?
if you see any old Tom, Dick, and Harry wearing Burberry, it's gonna push down
Well,
Their branding.
customize
Yeah.
it into something else. Give it to a vintage store, I don't know.
Yeah.
So when they throw away all the
Open
food.
up an outlet and sell it at a discounted price. Just don't burn it. It's like how much? Like I keep saying, how much food do we waste at work?
No, it's like
Like
It's disgraceful.
Yeah.
Hundreds a week.
What do you
It's a
guys
damn
like?
shame. I'm hungry right now
Is it? Where'd you
too.
work? Asda?
Yeah.
Just throw away all the sandwiches, all the bakery things, all of
Throw
the
your
off,
location
the
on the-
off
I was
fruit,
gonna
which
say the
isn't
same
really
thing.
off.
Yeah,
Another
but
thing that grinds
And
my
it's
gears
like,
is the meat.
I get thrown away, gone off food, but people can still eat that.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Like,
there's so many people
because
who are
I'm
hungry.
People buy stuff that's like within the day, like, you know, on the last day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
people
bit dark. A bit dark outside.
people buy that, yeah. And most people freeze it.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
in
I've
a
got the
couple
same
of months,
loaf of bread
yeah.
in my freezer for about 2 months, and it's fine.
You've got a sofa bed.
Same loaf.
I was like,
No,
what?
it's fine.
A sofa bed?
Freeze your bread. Freeze
No,
your bread.
it's
been there
true.
for 2 months. It's fine.
Yeah, and
I
then
freeze
you
everything.
unfreeze it, and it's fine to eat. So what's the difference? It's ridiculous. It's like all these things.
The only thing I don't recommend freezing for months is like meat and stuff like that.
No,
You
that's
can have it for up
that's
to 3
fine.
months.
You can.
That's fine.
You're
You
meant,
can.
you're meant to
Yes.
only
Hold on,
do
hold
it
on.
for like up to
Right.
3 months, but
Yeah.
if you went over, it's not gonna
It's
kill
fine.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slight tangent, yeah.
Yeah.
But you're all talking about this, but how many of you actually eat pizza the next day?
Me.
I do.
Me?
Thank God.
I do.
Domino's is the
Depends.
best pizza brand to eat the next day.
Thank you, my friend.
Domino's,
No,
sponsor
Domino's
us.
is
You know what it
No,
is.
for next day.
I've never
Yeah.
ever
Yeah.
bought, like I've never actually ordered like a Domino's like I always have like chicken shop pizza.
Why?
Girl.
Because
Girl.
spend £10 on pizza and you can get it for £3.50.
Because it's not the
Because
same.
shit.
Because it's not £10, it's 20.
Yeah,
It's true.
it is true.
No, but Domino's have really
No,
good
but like,
deals.
you
They
know,
have good
like-
deals, like 2 large pizzas and sides for £25.
£25 is a lot. Maybe I'm just broke, but
Like,
You
I
gotta
thought,
treat yourself
I thought
every now and
everyone
again.
knew
Yeah, I
like, 2
treat
years
myself-
ago, like everyone knew someone that can plug them with a deal.
Yeah.
Like, oh, 2
Yeah.
pizzas for like a tenner.
Yeah.
yeah, I should treat myself.
Or
more often.
discount
Might not be legal.
codes.
Don't
Might
try
not
to
be
start
legal
like-
means.
Yeah.
Just
Them-
make sure
them-
you order it, eat it
We
the
never
next
do
day,
that.
and you'll
Not
be
here on
like, I
Culture Podcast.
understand.
We
No.
don't condone that
We
behavior.
don't control deets in Domino's for pizza.
Yeah.
No, I think this is
Don't
why I've
we?
never ordered Domino's.
No,
It's because my mum would make food and like if that food is not done, if that food is still in the fridge after a few days, she just costs us. So I
Well,
just eat my mum's
Yeah.
food. I
home
miss my
food,
mum's food so
Domino's,
much.
home food.
Mhm.
that's true. You know, it took me years to ever like before I ate like an Indian.
Really?
Yeah.
You ate a whole Indian film?
Indian
Why
takeaway.
do you say it like that? Yeah.
It's
yeah.
no, but
An
isn't that
Indian?
isn't that
An
how people
Indian?
say
I
it
said
though?
in Italian.
An
I eat
Indian
in a
takeaway.
Chinese.
Yeah,
That
I
is
say
true.
Chinese. I eat Chinese.
A Chinese,
Yeah.
an Indian,
I
an
miss my
Italian.
mum's
Yeah.
food, man.
So I eat every day. So to me, ages to like even McDonald's, I didn't have it until like time.
I don't
My
My
know.
mum
It
used
was
to
all-
blackmail me with Happy Meals when I was younger.
Blackmail what? To me, I want McDonald's. My what? McDonald's.
There's
There's
rice
rice
at
at
home.
There's rice at home.
I just about to say I can't wait till I have kids just so I can say there's rice at home.
Fam. KFC was only on special occasions, fam.
Mm.
Yeah.
No, I feel like I'd spoil my kids when I'm older.
I would.
Did that. My kids are no
If they
poverty.
deserved it, yeah. I feel like
Even if I was rich, there were no
What's the
poverty.
lie?
Oh my god.
Why are you punishing your kids?
Yeah.
Because you got
punished. Why
Because
they have to
like,
get
nah, because it's made me like it's turned me into a good person. I'm good with money and I'm not spoiled. You know, humble. So my kids will know the same poverty I knew, not to the same extent.
controversial question.
Go
Do
on.
you guys agree with children like being like not beat, but like
There must
like
be
hitting
beats.
your kid?
There must be, of course.
I got fucked up and look how good I am.
You know what? I never got beat. So my mum would like slap me if I was doing something wrong, but I've
Yeah.
never actually got
Yeah,
like
yeah.
beat. Like I know friends like a shoe, a slipper, a high heel,
Ooh.
a high heel.
What was the point side up?
I don't even.
Man.
I don't.
Let
know
me not
what
lie
to
though.
say.
There was one time. Shout out to my boy Danny, innit? Danny watched me get beat by my dad. He was just there, shook.
What did you do back it?
Was he like?
Oh, your friend's a snake.
I'm back. What? He was just there watching me take them licks.
What did you do? Why did you get beat?
I can't even remember. I can't remember now. But my
You know
dad was like, Danny, stay there.
Oh,
Watch.
You dressed him.
Oh, I
He said,
couldn't.
"Watch."
I
He said,
couldn't.
watch.
No, that's
I
a
was-
power move right there.
And it's when you go to the bathroom afterwards, you look.
Yeah.
Put it away from the room. I hate you, lot.
Get out the door.
Nah, the worst one
Away.
is when your mom gives you dirty licks, yeah, and then like 2 hours later she's like, "Are you hungry? I've cooked your favourite."
That's how That's how ethnic parents apologise.
Yeah, it is.
Food.
And the food's always bangs.
Yeah. it is always
After
fine.
beating, the food always bangs. It tastes sweet.
Yeah, man.
So this thing, like, you have the best sleep after you just got your ass beat.
Yeah.
I know, it's after the cry.
It's after the cry. Oh my god.
Man.
Them times when I used to get beat, I was like, do these people even love me?
Yeah.
Like,
Was that the last time
Adopted,
you
so
got
I'm
beat?
adopted. I used to say that all the
I
time.
don't even know. I can't. When was the last time you got beat?
I can't remember how old I was. I think I was like 14 or 13 or something. I
Oh.
was watching Family Guy, and do you know that episode where they're running around with bees on their...
Yeah.
There's a
Okay.
clip,
No.
I don't know, but my dad told me to change it, and I was like, oh, okay. I was doing it bare slow.
Oh.
It's like, change it. I was still taking my time. He just came over and he slapped me. And then I just ran upstairs after.
Mad.
I didn't come downstairs.
Nah.
So you ran away, still about changing it.
No, I didn't even change it at the end. I just ran away.
Oh shit! I still remember my dad saying like to me, "If I beat you, I'll kill you." No.
My dad said that before. Like, not to me, but my dad said
No.
Childline.
No.
I've called Childline multiple times.
Call Childline. They'll give me the phone to call Childline for them.
I'm joking. I didn't mean to call Childline.
So my dad always used to say that to me because like when I used to get in trouble in school, it wouldn't touch me. I'll wait until your mom comes in. Then he'll tell my mom, and then my mom will beat me. And then my older brother must have come live with us because he got kicked out of his house. Yeah, well, his mum's house. And my man got drunk on my dad's sofa off of my dad's was it brandy?
You did?
No, my older brother did.
Oh.
How old was he at the time?
Like 20 in his 20s. This is a grown man.
Big
This
age.
is it was like big as well. My dad comes home, sees him, leaves him, goes into the bedroom, takes off all his shit. All I hear is screaming. My dad dragged him into his bedroom, started beating him. This is a grown man. The beat, I was like, so this is what you're talking about. Okay. I was shook.
Yeah.
I was shook the way my older brother was getting beat. I was like, I get you now. You definitely kill me for beating me. Nah.
And you know when you get a bit older and you like try and dodge them, you're like, you're back!
Yeah.
You're trying to kill
That's
me!
the worst.
You're trying to kill
Like,
me!
when I got to like 17 and 18, my mom used to try to beat me. I used to catch them hands. And then she was
Look,
like,
doing.
oh, so you want to kill me now? I just don't want to get hit.
Our friend Ayo, like
Yeah.
shout out to Ayo, serious, like he's a really good rapper actually, does cool music. You'll meet him, he's funny eventually. But he's so tall, like literally like that doorway. Like like when his mum would beat him, he said it's been a few years now, yeah. He'll laugh at hearing this. He's like, she makes him sit down. So she's like, I want to be taller than you when like literally like power move.
Neil. Oh shit.
Power move, that's all it is.
What do you prefer, the belt or a stick or just hands?
I just run.
I'm not
Hands,
alive.
please.
For me,
Just
it was whatever.
Just
she
can't
could get
relate to
her
any
hands
of
on.
Whatever was
you.
in range.
Whatever
to be
was
honest.
known, yeah. The most common one for us was a flip flop.
Flip
Yeah.
I
flop.
used to throw
That
that.
was
Up the
easy.
stairs sometimes.
Used to go
Just in
ham.
range.
My mom had a stick in it, thick one. It was always hands out.
Oh.
And then obviously you don't want to put your hands out. Like, why am I putting my hands out for
I was
punishment?
trembling.
Yeah, like.
Do
And
they
then-
ever tell you to go get the belt?
Yeah,
And then
All the
you
time.
try to get the one that will hurt the least, and they say, no, not this one, not this one. Go get the other one.
Look at us laughing at our trauma.
Oh shit!
Just laughing at our trauma.
What the hell?
Shout out to
I told my
ethnic
mum I was
parents,
going to
yeah.
call the police on her.
I
She
think
put her
to some
hands on me
degree it's
again.
good.
What did she do?
She grabbed my arm and left a mark.
Oh,
I was
mad.
like, this is not acceptable. You're meant to be my mother. You can't grab me like this.
How old was you in that?
I don't know. I was quite young, probably like 6, 7.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
She hit me on the bum once. I
Mhm.
didn't like that. I told her, you can't do that.
You can't do that,
Can't be
no.
doing that around here, big man.
I think I just kicked up such a fuss about it. She was like, I'm just not going to bother. She's actually going to call social services.
Oh, wow.
So,
If I tried that,
Swerve.
move,
Legit.
it wouldn't end well. I'll still get beat.
What other punishments did you lot get besides beats?
Have you ever got the nil?
The nail, you have to hold your
yeah,
hands up.
against.
Oh,
Oh,
Say what?
Guys,
Yeah.
this
That
sounds
sounds
like
like
That's
some
Nigerian.
Guantanamo Bay shit.
Trust
Damn.
me.
Wait, did you have to
You have to
stand there
face
for
the
so
wall,
long and you
face
couldn't
the
move?
wall.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
What,
kneeling.
squat on the wall?
No, it's like just kneeling
That's
down
okay,
there.
I do that.
Put your hands up like this and just flick your head against the wall.
For
That was
hours
it
on
for
end.
Naughty.
hours.
Very naughty.
That was my dad's go-to because it couldn't beat me. Well, it didn't want to beat me. So I'll just be there, just like this. And then
that hurts.
I've heard one of someone squatting like this and they're just piling books on there at the same time. You got to carry something heavy and just stand there for like an hour.
Jesus.
I've heard them hot sauce in their mouth, like.
Oh no, my mum will put fairy liquid in my mouth. I swore.
Wash my mouth. So
Mum
would threaten it. Honestly, my mum never actually she never actually proper beat me. Like she slapped me when I was being naughty, but nothing mad. And I found out alright, you know.
No, I think
I never really didn't do anything mad.
Same.
Do you think like you have like a moral compass as a result of it?
Moral compass. I feel like
so
because
you kind of feel like that discipline was needed. Because I see kids now that don't get hit, and I see where the
kids
behaviour.
that are like, F off, man. Like,
like,
and then the mum's like, Timmy, calm down. Like, no.
You have to make your children scared of you to some extent, but you don't have to do it through hitting them.
Yeah, because I definitely
overdoing it for sure.
Yeah, I definitely say I was a definitely disciplined child. Like I knew like my boundaries. Like if my mum, to be fair, my mum never had to hit me. She'd just give me a look, and I knew what the look meant.
Oh, the look.
Yeah, the look.
Pause.
And
My mum would do
like,
this.
little things like that.
Pause.
Go on.
Alright, what
now.
was you saying before then got off?
Alright, so we'll say about.
I said I was definitely still disciplined. Like my mum didn't have to beat me.
Mm-hmm.
I just knew from like a look. And I feel like she would definitely get to my level and talk to me. Not like, come on, Timmy, calm down. Like, she'd tell me. And I feel like that was alright. But yeah.
That's lacking.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't beat my kids. I wouldn't. Because I felt like I was fine without it.
Depends if you care if you've upset your mum or not. Do you know what I mean?
My kids will know their place. But
because
no belts.
Working in retail, you see some parents who don't know how to like handle their kids.
Oh, I know.
Like, it's remember the fat white kid?
Yeah, I know. He's like, I want this one.
No. That,
I want that one.
honestly,
Do the roar.
it's jarring. Wait,
I love you,
I
daddy.
can't believe you know that reference. Jesus Christ.
Do the roar. Do it. Go on.
like it's jarring because his name's Alex as well. And then every time I see him, I'm just angry because the way he talks to his mum. His mum's not some like young woman. His mum's she looks quite old, innit? And he'll be like, just so angry with her and just very aggressive. I'm just like, wow, that's your mum, you know? Like, me, if I dare do that to my mum, it would be, wait until we get home. And I know what that meant.
Yeah.
You just no respect at all. He's like, you're so slow. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Why are you getting that?
horrible.
How old is he?
I don't know. He's probably,
Young.
he's probably like 12.
That's horrible.
He told his
This is what
mum
I mean,
she's so
respect.
slow.
If my mum was here now, she would be cussing because literally, like, there are those parents that just don't know how to raise their
Like,
kids
you know, like
nowadays.
your mum really carried you for 9 months. And it's not even just the 9 months. It's like childbirth in itself has so many dangers behind it. Like I was talking to a midwife in it, and she laid it down for me. There's so many like hormonal changes in the body and so many long-term effects that past pregnancy that could fuck up your thing. For my child to be now tell me to fuck off. Are you mad? Are you senseless? Nah, I must beat my child. Like
Proper beats or just like if they're being naughty.
If they're being naughty, like
Humbling beats.
yeah,
You got
like your mum really didn't
got,
carry you for 9 months, and then having to go through all the stresses that go after pregnancy for you to call it to shut the fuck up. Nah.
But I guess kids don't realise that until they're like get to a bit of like late teenagers because that's what I feel like.
Not all children understand what being rude and what boundaries and stuff what
That's
are.
true. But this one, I want to punch his face. Let me not lie. I want to punch his face. I just want to bang him because
I think when we have kids, I think always the punishment will be very different.
Yeah.
To how it is.
It's
I always wonder what the next
I
generation.
think we will start applying it to
yeah,
what's
it will
value.
be.
So they got phones and that.
Exactly,
Take that
turning
away.
off the broadband,
Yeah.
no internet in the house.
When you said that technology, I thought you were talking about like robots.
Robots being like,
The
baby's too loud.
We'll have a robot that will just fuck it up for us.
I wonder what life would be like for our children, like, because I feel like also we're in a generation where, like, when you was little, like, you didn't really have technology. Like, we had, like, the one, like, I was gassed because I had a computer in our house.
Hey, hold tight, so did I.
Dial up. Cheese.
Well, you guys have to deal with dial-up.
Yeah, I had
I
dial
had
up.
broadband still.
Did I have
How
did
could you have
dial-up.
broadband in early 2000?
Yeah,
Dial-up.
I had broadband in 2004.
Say word.
Word.
Yeah.
No, my
I had
dad.
the one that was like, if you use the house phone, the internet goes
No,
off.
I didn't have
Yeah,
that.
that's what
Yeah,
I
I
had.
No, I
I
didn't
had
have that.
broadband package, but
Yeah.
it was still dial-up.
No, mine wasn't dial-up still. My dad was bougie like that. It wasn't rich, it was just bougie like that. It was just bougie like that. I don't know if
Say
you could
no
afford it.
more.
Actually, my mum was helping them out a lot, but yeah, it was just bougie like that. So you could use the phone and use computer.
Our kids, like, they'll just know phones.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you guys have like little nieces, nephews and stuff, but like my like little cousins, like they know how to use the iPad. And they're like 3.
Yeah,
Like, they've gone on to the next
Scary.
video, like Baby Shark. There's Baby Shark times 2. Baby
Hey,
Shark.
Baby
class.
Shark.
It's mad.
You know what's weird as well? It's kind of similar. Like, I know they're a lot older, but like old people and babies with technology, like it's new to them too.
Exactly.
Like, it's weird, like, I have my nan on Facebook. Like,
Hey.
I upload photos underneath. I love you so much. Like,
Aww.
like,
Cheeky.
like, she tries to like share things and she doesn't know how to do it. Like things like that. Like everything's on private. She'll try to share it and like end up commenting like, I tried to share this, but
The funny situation is when like older people post something about a recently diseased, but they use the laughing, crying emoji face.
Oh,
yeah.
Instead of, like,
Why would they do that?
Because
they
they
think
don't
that means
understand
it's
it's
crying.
crying.
But really, it's like they're
They're
laughing.
laughing.
Like, oh,
I'm
my niece
sorry
is
for your
dead.
bereavement. God.
R.I.P. Bads.
Yeah.
Our kids won't even have like. We know we have physical photos of us. They won't even have that.
Oh,
No.
yeah, that makes me.
Well,
that
you're
makes me
trying
funny.
to do that, innit? You're trying to
Oh
keep
yeah,
that.
yeah. Like, I actually for the last few years, where I consider myself like a young adult, like late teenager. I've been any photo that we've taken, like within friend groups, my own life, with my
You've
girlfriend.
been
everything.
printing it.
Yeah, I've got like 4, 5 photo albums that I fill up,
Damn.
It's good
and
to keep
each
that
one
stuff.
is like labeled like year and everything.
That's
so
good.
Mm.
Start doing shit like that.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
got photo
That's actually
albums.
really good.
It's expensive though to keep up. I ain't
Yeah.
gonna lie.
Yeah,
I
printing.
know.
But
Yeah.
How often do you like do it?
I try to do it like every few
End of the month.
Like
Yeah.
I ain't done it in a while, but the bad thing about that, if you go there with bare photos at once, then like the bill piles up. I go to Tesco because it's like 35p a photo.
Oh, okay.
Tesco
So, like, it's
sponsors us.
actually-
You guys work.
No, fuck Tesco.
Yeah.
We don't do
All the
Tesco
back-
around here, B.
all the
We
back-
Why?
don't do it because we work Asda, innit? Competition, fam. We don't do Tesco around here. Don't do Tesco.
I have Aldi. You know.
I've only printed out one picture in like the last
Aldi's
10
the
years
one.
Aldi's the one.
to give to someone.
Why is for a gift?
But Little
Yeah.
Bakery, that's where it's at.
Oh,
You know,
Little
I-
Bakery is where it's
Bakery.
I
at.
draw
Yeah.
people. I draw people
Fucking
gifts
hell.
instead.
Oh, it's so
Oh,
good. Donuts.
What?
Who's on about
Is
this?
it a Little Bakery?
Croissants.
That's where it's at, fam.
It's like 28p. You fucking dumb.
Yeah.
28.
I mean, fair enough. Flies like egg in it and that, but like.
Do you know what's funny? Yeah.
You're actually just annoying.
So it's true though. Like I actually saw a fly and I was like, but
Wait,
the
where?
bargain is so good. Fuck off. So I bought it.
People didn't lay eggs.
Where's the little?
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, I'm good.
Hit her head.
Do you know what's funny? Yeah. Remember when Lidl and Aldi first came about? People used to mock it. Now everyone's gassed about it.
Mm.
I've
Everything's
never
so
mocked
cheap.
Lidl.
Nah,
I've never mocked
it.
Lidl.
I'll go with my shopping bag. I'll stock
card.
up, and it's like £15 for a massive bag.
Yeah.
I'm living life.
People
You
used
compare
to mock
that to how
Lidl
much you
because
spend
of.
at Asda or Tesco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One day I went to Lidl. I went to shoplift in Lidl.
I
Got caught in Lidl.
Did
Now I don't go back to Lidl. One day I went to Asda. I was really hungry.
You've been copyrighted twice. Yeah.
Nah, yeah.
Have you actually?
Yeah, we might. That's the way YouTube is nowadays.
What?
No one's copyrighting that song. Come on
I've
now.
seen people
You
get
can
copyright
hum.
for singing
You
lyrics.
can hum it and you
No,
can
no,
get
no. But
copyright.
that specific song we're singing. Come on, that's back in
Yeah, but you
back in
never-
That's an
old
old
YouTube
tune.
days.
Yeah, true,
Back
true.
in secondary school days when you had to sit
Bebo.
there.
Bebo, you know.
I used to post it on my
I
Bebo.
never heard of you.
I've never.
What was I doing
How
with a
old are
Bebo?
22?
I'm the same age. Oh, well, yeah. I never
How
heard of
disgraceful.
I'm a child. I'm a
So you never
child.
saw the Teletubbies doing smack that ass, bitch, yo, let me see what you got.
The extent of a cartoon in an adult context is seeing like a picture of Bugs Bunny with like a golden tooth and a.
Yes.
Yeah, and their Sundays.
That's all I've seen, but what's that?
SpongeBob as well.
What the hell?
Oh,
Yeah, SpongeBob.
that was-
He's wearing like a do-rag in there.
Oh my god, those are the ones.
It was like- so the
you
people
ever-
that have that as a Facebook profile pictures, they're
Very-
all in prison.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, do you remember like in secondary school fashion, everyone used to have that little Tigger pouch,
Yeah.
little side Tigger side bag.
Yo, I've
You
seen
know
that.
Tigger from Winnie the Pooh.
In secondary
Anybody?
No, I actually
you know.
I didn't.
Ben.
I never saw
I
that.
remember the
No,
Nike
Ben.
ones,
Yeah,
but not a
Nike
Tigger
ones.
one.
Like,
Like,
I
like
was
you're
like,
at
but
school all day, and
let's just
all you've
say-
got is your little Nike pouch. And
Yeah.
Or my
where's your
little Just Do
pen?
It
Nothing.
bag.
Just Do It bag.
What?
I had that.
Yeah.
$14.99 JD.
Oh my
I
God.
wanted one so bad. My mum said no.
No,
But
I-
remember,
I wanted a Paul's boutique coat. My mum said no, and I do not blame her.
I wanted a Paul's
Yeah.
Boutique coat,
Trash.
one of them Barber ones,
Trash.
and I wanted a Paul's
No,
Boutique
no,
bag.
I had a Paul's
Trash.
boutique bag, but it was a hand-me-down from my cousin.
Trash.
I-
Trash.
bag.
Paul's Boutique is trash.
I had a Just Do It bag.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
did.
That's why it's
one
like-
of them. I had a Fred Perry bag, little side bag.
You know why?
Oh,
'Cause you weren't from
really?
London.
For
Okay,
Perry.
sorry.
Because you're
No,
not from
it's-
London, Alex.
It's only £35.
It's an Essex thing.
Only one? How
Only
much?
that was a
What?
Only how much?
Only
School bag.
35.
Yeah, 35. I spent just the.
I bought
Just
an
Do It bags were
Adidas
like
side bag. That was like 30.
No, but
I
the
love
Fred
it.
Perry
My
bag was
Adidas side
spacious.
bag.
Oh.
And all your
And
books
what do
fit
you
in
mean?
it.
Wait, did
everything.
South
Oh,
London
yeah,
people not
the
do
all
those
scrunched up
side?
at the edges.
Mm-mm,
Yeah,
a little
but like,
bit.
what did you have?
Fred Perry.
No, that was probably too bougie.
That's
for our
so
school,
bougie
like, that
though.
was-
How did you
not.
even know
It
about
was.
Fred Perry in
It was
secondary
in
school?
JD. It was a little black side bag, little black leather bag, £35. I think it was
People in school
35.
think
literally
she
had
had
the
that.
plastic JD bag.
Everyone had that.
I had that
fancy
plastic
bags.
foot-
Like,
yeah.
that was our culture, bro.
That was my bag. The plastic foot, you know what it is? I never ever shopped in JD. It was like my siblings' bags. So
Yeah.
I'd use the plastic JD
Yeah,
bag,
but
plastic
you
foot
feel
side
like a
bag.
bad man,
I
step
did.
out with
Exactly.
it, and then it'd fucking break, and you'd be like, "Oh my god, why did I bother?"
It's like, oh, this is why we should use them.
You know,
Yeah.
and it used to break when you had PE and food tech on the
I
same
was
day.
Yeah.
about to say that.
I never did
I
food
never
tech.
brought my stuff. I
Oh,
never
did you
brought my
not?
kit. Never brought my food.
I was
I'd be
a-
ringing this guy like, "Could you bring the tomato for tomorrow?"
Oh,
yeah, for cooking classes.
I was
Jesus
a proper neek in
Christ.
school.
No, I love cooking. Let me not lie, I was that guy.
I
had
never did
editing
it.
patterns.
That's good.
My pizza was banging. I
Your
made
what?
I made pizza in it.
Oh,
What
okay.
were you like in school? I was a neek. I actually not full on neek, but I was a bit of a neek.
No, I was I don't know.
So you did everything by the books in school?
Pretty much.
Oh,
But
I
you know what? It actually served me well because remember when I used to like mess about and like year 10, year
They
11.
wouldn't
I remember when I was
suspect you.
yeah, I remember when I was a prefect. And I used to walk around school like miss
was
the
a
lessons.
prefect.
Yeah, I was a
Prefect.
prefect. Have my
Man's
special
doing
No,
time.
let me
Harry
not,
Potter.
I was a prefect as well, but I lost my prefeccy because I did the cinnamon challenge. Yeah. No, because like, listen to this.
Explain.
So
I
this
used to
was
walk around
this was
school,
year
like-
11 going to sixth form. Yeah, we've just shout out to Mr. Foster, R.I.P. Because my man's 30 in it.
Oh.
He had cancer in it, so he stepped down as
Oh, you stepped down.
our head of year. Yeah,
Oh.
wavy Donny, love him to bits. Then Mr. Todd took over, dickhead.
Hot.
Fuck Todd, dickhead.
Yeah, well,
So-
name like Todd, he's
Sorry,
wet.
Mr. Todd.
Innit?
There goes half
So-
of our family.
Sorry to all the Todds out there.
Sorry,
Might as well
Todd.
be Toad. So,
Okay.
what? Because he's wet.
Yeah, I don't know where that one
I
come
think
from.
I'm sorry for Mario. What?
Oh,
Continue.
Yeah,
That's
so,
what it is.
all right, listen, get back to the
Oh,
point.
okay.
All right.
Alright,
On the Mr. Foster, let's go.
So this is when everyone was in the cinnamon challenge.
Mm.
So there I was with my friends. We all did the cinnamon challenge, and then he saw us do it. Waited for us to do it. So we started spitting out, Coppin because he couldn't hold it in. Is that you? It was me and Anwar because I think Anwar was the prefect. Yep, you've lost your prefectcy. And he's like, this might even affect you getting into sixth form.
Why? Cinnamon challenge.
Oh,
Yeah.
please.
Because he was just that guy. Like
Unnecessary.
when he was a PE teacher, it was calm.
I would have got my mum to
the
complain.
moment he became a head of
I
year.
know what you're going to say.
It's-
Things changed. I was like, wow, like, did the power just get to your head?
no, it is. PE
Yeah.
teachers to something
Yeah,
of importance like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Mad, they all get...
The other half of our fan base. PE teachers, yeah, they just start rocking
They're
up
the
in suits.
worst.
Yes!
All of a sudden, yeah, they're like, yep, can't do this. Just to think they run shit.
Like-
Our PE teacher was Santi's head of house, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And
You had
listen-
houses as well?
Yeah, we had
Whoa,
houses, yeah.
that's
Yeah,
not
we had
how
houses.
you-
Yeah,
Houses.
Yeah.
in secondary.
Kappa.
You'd think
Mine
so,
was
but our
Kappa.
school got
Oh,
shut
you had
down.
like a... Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Omega,
Man.
it was Omega, Sigma, Kappa. I don't know the
Alright,
rest. Yeah.
original.
You go
Yeah.
from all
Kappa.
these-
No, we had it named after like people like Martin Luther King, Oscar
Oh.
Romero, and the rest. Who the fuck are they? I don't know.
Wait, there was Lewin, Bonhoeffer.
Lewin Bonhoeffer. I
Who's
don't
that?
know.
Who the
But-
Yeah, it
fuck's
sounds like
that?
Harry
Yeah.
Potter.
Bonhoeffer?
The only one that matters was
Gryffindor.
King, but I wasn't Romero, unfortunately.
Okay.
Was anyone else a
Listen,
prefect?
I
Apart
was
from me and
thinking-
Alex.
I don't think we even had prefects in our school.
I do not.
No, we had like head of years, like that's it, kind of that's what they called it. But like basically, the PE teacher had he became a head of a house, and he started moving like he was 30 and that.
Oh,
innit?
man.
Until everyone realised that one day he connected his phone to a projector while he was in class, and he got a call from another PE teacher, and it was like I would say intimate in the sense that you could tell they were on a date. Like, he took a picture of her like that, and then we found out he had a nipple ring, and so it was like,
you know what was weird as well? Like, where was he from? Like, the Philippines or something?
Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, but
he liked to pretend he knew Spanish. But
he was a Spanish teacher as well, and Santi's from Colombia, speaks fluent Spanish, and was trying to tell Santi how to say something.
If they didn't know that before, and he just baited me out like that. Okay, yeah.
No, they do.
No, but imagine they didn't.
No,
I didn't know that.
If
they knew.
If you've been watching,
If
you've been watching from like day one, they know.
Like, the cheek of it, trying to tell you how to say something when you were brought up.
Yeah.
Legit. I guess like that.
I guess like that. Nah, PE teachers that gain a bit of power. They get mad. They get mad with it. But my form tutor was a PE teacher. She was 30. Yeah.
Never met a PE teacher.
What?
Oh, as in like every end of year, she would have a party. She would buy us food, this and that. Christmas, we'd always have a party as well. We used to do Secret Santas. Fucking wavy.
I had some sick teachers at school, and I feel like if you have good teachers at school, it really does just set you up for life.
It does.
I had some great teachers. Miss Phones, she was sick. Mr. Wood, Mr. Cole, Mr. Wood especially. Remember, like, he was our religious studies teacher. He literally taught me everything about my own faith. I did not know nothing. He used to teach me everything, and he wasn't even Muslim or anything. And we used to fast, like, because obviously a lot of the students, not a lot of them, but like there was like a small percent of students that were Muslim, and he used to like fast Ramadan with us. It was sick. Honestly, shout out Mr. Wood. Love him.
Anyone want to shout out favourite teachers?
Mr. Jones, biology teacher.
Hold tight.
He was amazing.
I don't even have any. They all hate me.
Any shout out?
No.
I need to think about it.
Yeah, I need to.
Oh man,
I'll tell you lot what's troublemakers.
I'm gonna shout out.
Why are we shouting out teachers?
I don't know.
Yeah, just in case you're watching this.
Yeah.
Larry.
Shout out Miss Cole.
Mr. O.
Mr. O.
Yeah.
Is he the one that added us on PS3 even though it was illegal? All underage, played Modern Warfare 2 of us.
There's always that one. There's always that one that does illegal shit. There's always that one.
I'm joking.
That was genuine.
Speaking of PE teachers, one of our PE teachers is a pedo, fam. Got done everything.
Loads of teachers are pedos.
Loads of them. Shout out to Miss Kessack, Mr. Foster, obviously, Miss Borgia, Mr. Asagai. If I'm missing your name out, it's just because I don't remember you.
Right. Someone got along with everyone in the whole school.
It was 14. Most teachers. My English teacher, Miss, I can't remember her name. She fucking hated me.
Being unique in school does sort you out, you know. Like,
I always got told I was a goody two shoes, but I never used to do any of the work. I used to talk for the whole lesson, and I used to fall asleep.
Yeah, that was the same at every parent.
I was just like one of those people that like kind of dodged the teachers.
You know what's mad? People come out of secondary school with no GCSEs, you know.
Oh,
you know how crazy that is?
Yeah.
It's impossible.
But you know what's mad? You
learn they don't even exist. They don't want to.
It doesn't actually matter as much.
I know.
No. It only matters
as much as you
if you have A levels.
Do,
so like A levels don't matter because now we've all got degrees. Depending on what you do, actually, or getting degrees. You two already have degrees. Yeah. So like GCSE, if you haven't got anything above GCSE, those actually does matter.
I think it's important to have your maths and English at GCSE.
Minimum.
You have to have that.
Minimum. If you can even push to do science as well.
But just like that choice of like messing about when you're in high school, like even if like you think it doesn't make a difference, like for some people probably does, and like that literally affects them their entire life. That's mad.
Like, you know what's crazy?
Just because you didn't want to go to English,
like,
just because you didn't want to be mice and men.
Results day and seeing your friends telling you like, oh, I got E's and D's. It's mad to me.
I know. And they're like, I've been revising, I've been doing all the work. Don't know how this could have happened.
I guess people struggle, but
when we finished year 11, with GCSE results, we got like one of the best results that they had predicted. We took a picture, right? But let me tell you, there's like half of those people didn't even get like A to C. But they're still posing there, and that picture is still out there on the internet.
And if you zoom in and you're thinking, wow.
And you look at them and you know that all their faces of happiness is all a lie. You know, they're all dreading to go home that day.
Man,
like I remember results day.
For my standards, I did pretty shit in my GCSEs just because I didn't revise. But like when I did, it was like, wow, you people really got E's and D's. Like how? Like you might as well not have come. Like you actually no, because really and truly. If you didn't get at least minimum a C, from year 7 to year 11, you wasted your time. You might as well just stayed at home.
You're done out here.
Wait, you mean in like any subject? You don't want to get anything less than a C?
Yeah.
I got a D in Spanish, thank you very much.
I got a what? I mean, I
got a D in Spanish.
Yeah, but
I think it was
What do you mean, yep?
I think
So
it was
there's
G.
exceptions.
No, I'm just saying it.
What's the G?
See the G.
Yeah, it stands for good, right?
Oh, and F is fantastic. Yeah. And E
You already know.
excellent.
I think RE, Spanish.
No, you did. Oh, there's a GCSE.
We didn't have a choice. We went to church.
we-
No, same
Oh,
for me.
Just
Yeah.
using between
I did
RE,
the
history
short
and geography.
RE.
I didn't know there was a
course.
choice.
I got an
Wow.
A
Nice.
star.
I had
What?
a choice.
Nice.
Where did you get A star in?
My short course RE.
Oh, wow.
Decent.
Fucking hell.
Imagine, we both did geography, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And we both copied each other's work, and he got higher than me. You got a C and I got a D.
Oh, no, I got a C in geography.
No, they didn't copy each other's work. Don't worry, they didn't.
Oh yeah, shit. Don't bait yourself up.
Yeah,
It's
they've-
Oh, come on. That was like
I-
10 years ago.
Our school don't exist anymore. They can't take it
Oh,
away.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fine.
No, I got bare story.
They
I
got
basically
bigger
cheated
problems.
on my GCSEs, so it
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
Tell us.
Didn't we
I'll
all
tell you.
cheat on
our
Alright,
GCSEs?
okay. I'll tell you. Okay,
Go on, tell
so
us.
you already be disappointed when I tell you that I cheated on my Spanish exam.
High five!
Right?
Oh, why?
Listen, alright, let me tell you why. Yeah.
This story is actually
So I was like special requirements on me because I used to wear like hearing aids and that.
Yeah.
But I don't like wearing them. But for exams, I definitely reaped any benefit that I could out of it. So that included when doing the live listening exams, you would get a live speaker instead of a tape. Well, it turns out that the person that they hired to do that was a neighbor. So, and the was it an invigilator? Yeah, they couldn't speak Spanish at all. So he was just talking to me like while we were doing the exam, and he would check with me like, "What did you get?" I was like, "Yeah, this." And he was like, "Okay, good. Just to confirm that is correct."
Bien.
Even though I got it right, if I was wrong, he would have corrected me anyway.
Mad.
So
Who did it have to like watch it? Was it someone that was like a supplier?
it was a receptionist, so she didn't care
Oh,
about it.
bro.
She didn't.
No.
Invigilators took their job too serious.
Yeah,
Now
do.
some
They
did.
were
The only one that does is that
scary.
PE teachers when they have to turn up for maths exams and that.
They
And
were
that's when they look
crud,
like
bro.
that guy. You know
You
that
see
thing on
like
Twitter?
the video
I was
where
talking
he
about,
walks in
yeah.
and he's like,
The guy coming like,
Walking in a suit, you can tell that they got their PE kit underneath.
Yeah.
Bare
he's ready
whistle
to
around
bust
the neck.
that out.
Invigilating exam at 1, PE lesson at 3.
Oh yeah, I got a story from school. I had a French teacher that fucking hated me. I hate her as well.
Oh,
I had
that
that
I
as
French
well.
love my French
Miss
teacher.
Boom, if you're watching this,
Oh,
yeah.
for fuck's sake. Jesus Christ.
Bro, you know all the time, like I'll be sitting next to Lau or something, yeah, and he'd be like, call me Benjamin or like, but it'd be like with a Benjamin, like, it's like why are you talking? She'll move me, it'll be Lau talking or Tony or some shit, and then she never liked me. And then a few years later, I was working in Lacoste, and Lacoste is the French brand for people that don't know. She'll come in, oh, you work for a French brand? Like, can I get a discount? I felt so proud and be like, no.
Oh,
Yo.
That for you.
She was like, how much do you get off? I was like, 65%. She was like, oh, I was like, yeah, but.
So you
Sorry,
knew,
mate.
you knew you were going to say no, but you were setting up that anticipation.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm about to get 65% off.
I did feel a bit bad because I think it was for her son who was with her. Like, I mean,
Fuck us, son. Fuck them kids.
Innit?
fuck them
You
kids.
shouldn't have been
them
such
kids.
an ass in school.
I know, like,
Wow.
Exactly.
Teachers really have their
Always gotta
favourites
know.
and the ones that they pick on.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Oh,
Look
man,
at you,
mate.
fam.
What's the funniest thing that's ever happened to you in school?
What's the what?
Funniest.
I've had so many funny things that
if
have
everyone
happened.
has theirs, yeah, I think
Yeah.
the funniest one is basically I had this English teacher who was also doing drama as well, and there was this one kid, this white kid, who really wanted to fucking piss me off. Yeah, he just kept annoying me while doing drama, and for some reason I had a battery pack for a camera, and then the guy just kept like coming in my face and that, yeah, and I had the battery pack and I swung at him, but for some reason like I retaliated. I opened my hand, the battery pack went flying and it hit the teacher in the back of the head. And then, yeah, she started crying like heavily.
shit.
Sanity.
Curtains, everything that I worked towards, like half-assed, it's all ruined here, yeah. And then they wanted to expel me, but because apparently I was a good student, she was like, no, don't expel him, just put him away for a day or something.
Isolation.
In isolation, I said, yeah. And even in isolation, I was treated way different to everyone else. Like,
Mad.
I was allowed to like just like do whatever I wanted the whole day,
That's what I
and
mean,
I
that's
could
what
talk to
being
other
unique.
people. But they talk to me, they'd get in trouble.
Yeah, being
So-
a nick sorts you out. When I was in isolation, like honestly, it was calm. I had a lovely day in isolation.
You were in isolation?
What was
Yeah.
your in isolation?
Had
the hell?
a fight.
Hey, bad girl. Hey. Why did you get in a fight for?
What was it? It was like just like childish like friendship drama. But I remember she pulled my hair, and I remember she literally like it was in the lunch. This is so awful to talk about. It was in the lunch hall. at lunchtime, and I remember like it was just an argument that we had, and literally like I was sat on the bench, and like she literally pulled me off the bench by my hair, and I thought no, and I was like, I remember she kept pulling my hair, and I was just like swinging. I was like, next up. I remember like it was like 3 teachers, and like this guy like proper picked me up. I was like, who's this guy? It was it was mad. It was actually mad, but it was calm because.
Did she get isolation as well?
Yeah. But
In
like,
the same isolation.
you know what it is? I had isolation with my favourite teacher, Mr. Wood.
Okay, so
What was the funny?
must have been disappointed though.
Yeah.
He went. Well, you know, my mum. She was like, "Oh wait, yeah." My mum was like,
You can't ever get at your child for standing up for themselves.
And you know what? I remember they didn't even call my mum. Actually, I told my mum afterwards, and I was like, "I had a fight," you know. She was like, "As long as you won."
Like,
She deserved it.
There was one because I hated my RE teacher, Mr. Edwards. Yeah, and I'm always like getting in trouble in his class. Yeah, this was memorable lesson. So I walked into his class. Yeah, within 5 minutes I got sent out. Like literally within 5 minutes.
Look at you, then I go.
I don't even know. I think I just came in on an Aggie team that day, and then he told me to stand outside. Then I punched the door on the way out. And then all of a sudden someone came down to get me to go to.
So he called for backup.
Yeah, sounds like a bitch, if you ask me.
No, my most embarrassing and kind of funny moment. I would say, like in secondary school, I used to drink Lucozade all the time.
I use one of them.
Yeah.
Liter bottles.
I was more
Yeah.
jammed in.
No, the small ones.
Okay.
The small ones.
I know people
So-
just bring liter bottles.
Yeah.
So what's your favourite Lucozade flavour?
I don't even drink
Orange.
Lucozade.
Caribbean
Orange. Orange. Thank you.
No.
Them people that
Caribbean.
drink original are actually
It doesn't taste the
disgusting.
same.
I drink original when I'm
Tastes like
ill.
shit.
Yeah, you have Lucozade when you're ill, right?
Yeah.
My mum drinks original.
Like, I still drink
Try it
it.
when
but-
you're ill,
sorry.
honestly.
She
Sorts
doesn't
you
like
out.
the orange. It tastes too artificial.
And what's the difference with the original?
Bro, that tastes like shit same way.
What,
But
yeah, well, what's
simple.
the original meant to taste like?
They're like, it's
Original.
no.
it's
Tastes
just
like chemicals.
Yeah. So I was drinking Lucozade in a history lesson, yeah, and then everything was calm. Someone must have said something. I was like mid gulp, and I just spat it all out at this girl sitting in front of me.
Oh,
so Lucozade
no.
just went all over her.
Oh, you ass.
Yeah.
I would
That
have
could've been
fucking
actually
killed
sticky.
you.
Oh, yeah,
You'd have been dead.
She was mortified.
That would have annoyed me, especially if I straightened my hair.
Poor girl.
Yeah,
I probably would have had a fight.
yeah. Shout out history though. History was one of them subjects I had a love-hate relationship.
Love history.
Year 10, it was all good. Year 11 was a switch up. I felt like my history teacher switched up on me. The mood felt different. Like we weren't, you know.
You got humbled before you went out into the so-called
Like
real world.
she weren't feeling it no more. Like what happened? Coursework. We had coursework on history, Israel and Palestine. We had to write about
Interesting.
That
Yeah.
is a very
that. Yeah, that's how I learned about it. Israel and Palestine.
Okay.
Fuck Israel. Anyways,
Wow.
yeah. it goes
Manuel,
to-
what
Go
is
on.
your story?
Do you remember the first time you learned about slavery in school?
In Black History Month.
Yeah.
In primary school at
It's
some
always
point.
it's
It was
always
just
in
a
it's
little-
always
Yeah.
in Black
Yeah.
History Month.
And they act like it's all America. Like, it's just jarring.
I don't remember.
It is all American.
I
But-
remember
do you know
it.
what's
Britain had
funny? Exactly. Like when you
Britain
when you
had
learn about
400.
slavery, yeah, you only learn about American slavery. You don't learn about the impact Britain had to do with
Exactly.
slavery, and literally it all started from this
They
fucking
wanna
shit country. They want to protect
ease you in.
themselves.
They want to ease you in.
So back to the story I'm telling. So year 11, the vibes changed with her. I was like, alright, cool, say less. History coursework comes in, I get like a D or an E in it. I was like, oh, fuck me, man. But at that point,
Fuck me, man.
Fuck me, man. Shit, man.
at that point, like, I didn't care. I just didn't care because my school, you needed 5 A's to C's to get into sixth form. And I already got that. Like, I had triple science, English, and maths.
Alright, say no more.
So that was patterned. But I was like, fuck, I don't want to get a D in history. That's shit. See that exam, that's the only thing I revised for. Banged out the exam, got a B. And everyone else that got A's in the coursework flopped the exam. I was just the arrogance on my face. I was like, oh, what'd you get for history? Oh, a C. B. You fucking pamper piece of shit. Because the teacher was helping them, but left me out. It's
Okay.
cool. It's cool. So yeah.
You know, I had my most bants in high school doing double science.
Sorry, in where?
In high school.
Secondary school.
High
man.
Oh no, you know what it is? It's
No.
because it was
Yeah.
my school was called Castle High School.
Same.
Oh.
Because I say high school as well.
Yeah, but that's where I have my most fans. Double science.
People look at us like...
You guys are outside London.
Double science, man.
You guys
Coming
are
into her.
What do you mean we're outside London?
Was it a
Yeah,
private
you guys are irrelevant.
No.
Like mine.
Was it a private school?
No. What's private school?
Sounds like it was.
I didn't know private school existed until I come to uni. I thought it was just on TV.
Wait, say words.
There's no private. I don't think there's any private schools within like 10 miles of my area.
There would be somewhere. You
think
just
there
don't know
was.
about them.
I don't think there was. Honestly, I'll have to Google. But yeah, most fans double science.
Huh?
Do you have a funny story?
No.
No, you don't.
Dead.
Were you
4 or 5
like
years.
keep your head down? You went through the whole.
No, you know what it is? My memory is just gone from school. I don't
Man,
remember
man said he
anything.
blanked it out.
Like literally
That's traumatic.
after the car crash.
Quick dummies.
God.
I'm joking.
Yo, I actually thought you were being real.
Yeah, like,
Shit got
after
deep.
the car crash, it was...
Man.
But no, you said you have a story about when you learned slavery in school.
Bro, that was
Awkward.
yeah, like literally. Yeah, you wasn't in my class for that one. I was in Miss Alico's class.
Okay.
Yeah, so imagine I go to a school like 99% of the people in the school are black.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was a great school though. I actually loved it. But you know when you had to read of Mice and Men. I was the first person that they picked to pick it, yeah.
Oh,
so I was
wow.
trying to skip over obvious words
Yeah,
that begin
yeah,
with N.
Yeah.
And they were like looking at me like,
My
read
teeth.
it then. I was like, what do you mean? Like, literally, I was like, bro, she made me go back and say the word. The teacher was
What?
like,
Yeah, you know what it is? Some teachers
So I
used to
was
say it
that
happened to
right.
me as
So
well.
I had to
Like, you'd
literally,
read it out and
I read
say
it. I stood up in front of the class. I was like, this word, and I said it, yeah, because it was like she literally made me go back. I was like,
Wait, this is Miss
I guess
Alico.
they're trying to
Miss
make
Alico
you
made
not
you read it.
feel funny about it.
That's
yeah, like
interesting.
I
You
get maybe she was
should.
trying to be professional.
Oh,
or whatever,
wait,
but
pause,
like,
pause.
Oh damn, we used to never. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, Emmanuel, you picked
Yeah,
up the
some
class,
teachers
man,
say
like
right.
gang.
Yeah.
that was
I'm out of a
awkward
job.
as fuck.
No, I found
It's when they
that
go,
awkward.
I have to read it, because it's in the book, and this book is like historical.
They
It's
like
no.
take a breath and they pause before they say it.
They
Nigga.
prepare.
Nigga.
Man's doing up. I got you now.
It's actually terrible.
You know, like an anime, like.
Right, let me not lie. Has anyone seen Roots here?
I haven't.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
yeah, yeah.
Alright, so the first time I watched Roots, yeah, the next day in school, yeah, I came in crud just looking for white people.
Bruh.
I just came in, I was like, fucking ancestors, fucking. I was just so angry at white people. Like, because
No,
obviously, like you learn about it, but this is like a visual representation of what they used to do to black people. So I was just like, fuck all you white people. And I was crying in that, watching that film.
Horrible.
Yeah.
And
I've
so
not
why are
watched
they
it.
showing
I
us
do want
like,
to, though.
I don't know, man.
For me, I felt like the vibe in our school was actually like
Real?
it was pretty. Everyone was aware of it and they embraced it. They were like, yeah, everyone here, like, there's hardly any white people, hardly any Asian people, or like.
So let's be
Hispanic people.
inclusive.
Yeah,
That's
so
what it
like,
was.
they used to make a joke of it. They would be like white versus black fights, and there'd be like 3 of us.
Yeah, there's only
Like,
3 white
in
people.
football,
Ours
we
was
have that
bad.
in football, whites versus blacks.
But how many black people do you have
Well,
in
not
your
even
school?
blacks. It was any minorities. We just
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blacks!
No, but
Why-
saying
Do I
that,
count?
yeah, we had a trip, yeah, that was like it was called the White Trip, like.
Oh, for fuck's
Yeah, like,
sake,
I don't-
why?
Yeah, it was like for apparently in Britain,
The
like white
whites
people
were
were doing
invited.
like. Wait, yeah, it was only white people, like. But Santi got
What?
brought.
Why you gotta bait me out like this, yeah?
Oh,
Okay.
it was really only white people.
Yeah, because apparently like in Britain, like loads of white people are underperforming, and it was like something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So
Oh, no.
literally, it was kind of weird. Like
No.
I didn't go.
That
To
actually
Here's the
makes
worst
sense.
thing, yeah. The teacher came up to me and was like, God knows why you're here. You're not working.
It was funny because I didn't even go, and he went.
Listen, yeah. It didn't tackle that. So all we did was trust falls and shit. Like, what?
Wait,
how
what
is
the
that-
fuck?
Yeah,
No, I
how is
would've
that
done
helping
that.
people perform
No,
better?
I've
I
done
don't
that.
know.
No way
I
someone
don't
catch
know.
me.
Wow. School,
You
man.
really shouldn't be.
No, but like one of my funniest memories at school was like being with you and Lyle, and there was this girl. I'm not gonna mention her name, but she was a bitch, and no one liked her.
Mad.
And she was like, if you find out what she did, like she deserved.
Is it the
everything she
story you
got.
told me?
About
Yeah.
what did I say?
Yeah.
The one
You
that
got
said.
that?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to tell
No,
us
the
the
one
story.
that said, you know, she tried to claim that.
Oh, you have to tell us the story.
Yeah.
You
No,
have
I
to.
don't even know what he's talking about.
No,
Let him tell the
Santi
story.
knows.
No,
Let him
because
tell
I
the
don't.
story.
It's
I think.
the one where he was like, "Oh, she tried to claim you and her did it too."
No.
Oh, okay.
That was in college. But like,
Oh.
Oh shit.
yeah, no,
That's a
there
bad
was in
story.
school. There was a girl, right, and like no one liked her,
Mhm.
and there was like this toy, right? It was called a bomb bag. I don't know if anyone's heard of that.
The one that smells.
What a
Yeah,
beanbag.
kind of like a stink bomb, but
Yeah,
it's like a
it's-
little plastic packet like this, and inside it there's like a little another plastic packet that's got like a material in it, like, and when you pop it, it mixes like the acid around it and it inflates and just explodes like a stink bomb, but it leaves a wet mess everywhere. And then me and Lau and Santi were like,
No, I
behind.
wasn't involved.
You was
I
there.
I definitely wasn't.
You there. Yeah, because we got put in isolation. I had to write.
Not me.
When you have to write the
Not
report
me.
and bait out your
what
friends.
happened? So basically, like, we did it, and we were like, oh shit, we need to get rid of it because it inflated mad quick. And this girl was walking past, and our bag was open. So me and Lau were like, so basically, like,
Notice how he said him and Lyle.
yeah, but you were there. You did stop it.
You were an accomplice.
Enabler.
Yes, an accomplice.
So she's walking down the stairs, and as she's going down, you hear that. And then she was like, "Oh, the fuck, man!" And like, you see all her bag, her books were where, everything. And
And
it
then
was
some
stank,
pungent smell
yeah,
came.
Oh.
What does it smell
It
like?
was a stink bomb at the
So
same
how did they
time.
find out you
man.
guys did it?
Someone definitely snaked it because after like a few hours later,
Look
yeah. Wait, why wasn't you involved? You snaked it.
Not even
Oh,
I might have. I don't remember.
it's like 6
Say at
9
him.
Don't lie.
Have you got any more names?
Look, I gave you R. Kelly.
It's like then she came to me and Lau after like. So I heard you did it and was like, did what? And they were like, yeah, someone sent a broadcast round on BBM and I was like, who did it?
BBM, you know.
I was like,
oh.
no, you're lying. And then after, we all met up quickly because they told us that was really stupid. They were
We
like,
have to get
"Oh,
our stories straight.
yeah. They were like, oh, we're going to take you to isolation. So we met up quick to bust case. We're like, oh, what are we going to write? And then we all wrote the same thing. And then she wrote something that, like, I think we did get away with it. We only were
excellent.
in
Excellent.
isolation
Yeah, no,
only for
excellent.
like half an hour.
Mm.
Like, just while we spoke about it. And then,
So
Yeah.
funny.
Skied out.
I remember my first time in isolation, or, well, what was it called? Time out. That's what we called it.
Call it time out.
Yeah, we called it time out.
In high school, you called it time out.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
What the fuck?
That's
Yeah.
so
It's
patronizing.
ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Fam,
Ridiculous.
so basically, this girl, yeah, must have dashed water at me,
Wow.
chased her down, punched her in the gut.
How does that even equip?
You're
What?
lying.
punched the girl
How
in the
does that
belly.
even?
This was like in year 7. This was like in year
Okay.
7.
I'm looking at the camera.
I didn't know any better.
No, yeah.
What?
So she dashed water, I punched her in the gut, yeah, chased after all of them, and then I got put into timeout. And then because I was
Deserved it.
this is where it gets a bit fucked. I must have been bored, and then
Yeah, exactly.
no, it gets even more. So like, they give you like you have to do work, but they didn't really give me any work to do in it. So I just had a piece of paper. I was drawing, doing whatever. And I started to like, I'm gonna kill myself.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
God.
But like, I wasn't being like, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. So then,
I hate my life.
yeah. Like, so I dashed the paper. I don't know what I did with the paper. Then the next day, I had Mr. Foster calling me to his office. He's like, Alex, are you okay? Do you need any help? I was like, huh? Because then he brings out the piece of paper. Should we be concerned about this? I looked at him. I was like, no. Like,
You weren't
I
meant to
wasn't
see
being
that.
serious. Yeah,
Jesus
that was my
Christ.
first time in exclusion or timeout. Whatever.
So you had more.
Uh,
You have been there.
Yeah, I've been there loads.
Hey,
Jeez.
why?
Like I was like, I used to get sent there for like talking.
Mm.
Yeah, and then one time I got caught stealing. So I
Stealing?
You are wow,
From
you're a
school?
thief. You're a
What did you
thief.
What were you
yeah,
stealing
You're a
at
thief
stole
too,
someone's
you know?
money in it
Why?
For
because
what?
I could,
He's Nigerian.
Because you.
and because of that too. But yeah, but like I used to get sent to like my grades weren't bad.
Am I the only one that can hear that?
Oh.
No, like,
Oh, no, this is just
Yeah, I had it.
Scandal.
I had it
Yeah.
too, but it went.
Oh, fuck it.
Oh, fuck it. Yeah, like my grades weren't
Getting
bad.
back to Alex being the violent thief.
What? Don't do that.
Yeah, don't,
He says not to do that again.
yeah, please don't.
Does that do anything? Does that hold you?
It might get picked up by the mics. Just leave it. But yeah, so now in school, like I wasn't bad. Actually, no, I was bad. But like my grades weren't affected.
Mhm.
So like I kind of get away with shit. Like I wasn't. But yeah, I used to get sent time out a lot for talking. And what else did I get sent time out for? Stealing, mainly talking.
Stealing.
I used to
Stealing.
steal scissors.
Dealing.
No.
Because
Is
did
that
you know school
cute?
that used to have like that one guy? who-
Yeah, obviously.
Oh my
Every
God.
school.
Yeah.
Oh, I did used to sell sweets. I used to sell toxic waste. So what I used to do,
What?
yeah,
Toxic waste.
toxic waste.
Oh yeah.
So I used to go into the corner shop, yeah, buy one bottle of toxic waste, steal about 3, buy like 5 refreshers. Remember refreshers?
You just go, like,
we can actually skip over that.
Actually, please.
What?
Fam,
Hide your
Okay.
bags. I'm joking.
with that time in it, I used to buy about 5 refreshers and still about 10. Just bears. I used to sell like the toxic waste for like 10p each. So one bow, I used to make money, fam. Then it all dried up when they switched to the fingerprint. Did you school have that?
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I've heard some schools have that though.
Yeah, it was a cashless system,
Yeah,
all
we
turned
had
into
that.
fingerprint. So no one had
We had
cash in them
cards.
anymore. Or cars, whatever. It was just a cashless system. Because like my school was bad. Like it's them ones where people used to go around like you couldn't go, like you know when you had a lesson, you couldn't go to the toilet without something happening to you.
Yeah.
No, big man things.
They're
Right?
just studying the favela. What the hell?
No, it's just
No, but it was like that at Black Youth Look. Like our school was a turned war hospital into a school. So like,
What's
there
a
was a
war
long
hospital?
corridor. Yeah. Don't you remember
Oh,
looking up?
that actually explain why it looks so dead.
Yeah, like, yeah, literally at night, like it would be mad. Like all the
Yeah.
doors were like them double doors that are like this,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
on the ceiling you can see like where the rails was with like hospital wards,
Man.
and there's long tunnels that go into the
It's
toilets,
like
and there's no
dying.
windows, so if you turn off the light, it's pitch black.
Damn.
So we're in year 7, wait for the oldest to go in there, turn
Yeah,
the light on,
bloody
run.
new stuff,
Mad.
yeah.
Yeah, they call you.
No, like the oldest in my school were fucked. Like you couldn't go anywhere with the fresh trim because you're just gonna get lined. You used to get lined up, just get the.
You just get slapped by any random.
When you was in year 7, you
When
never
you're in year
understood.
7, yeah, you do get picked on by.
You never
older.
understood why everyone hated you, and then you got into year 8 and you were like, ugh, year
Sevens,
7.
exactly.
Ugh.
The worst that happened to
Jesus
us in
Christ.
year 7 was we'd lose our ball. That's it.
Oh,
Let me get
Get
touched.
touched. Dang it!
Fam,
That's the worst.
Fam,
That's the worst.
one time, yeah, I was in year 7, and his year 11 came up to me. He's like, "Yo, give me £2.50. I'll give it back to you." I was like,
That's a
"Wait,
lie.
hold on." He's like, "Why? What do you need it for?" He's like, "For lunch." He's like, "What? So you're gonna give it back to me before lunch?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well, why don't you just use that £2.50?" He was like, "Shut up, fam. Give me money." And then the bell went off, and I dashed.
Oh, joke.
Oh,
That's so funny.
there was always that one guy that'd be like, "Oh, yo, let me hold 50p. Give me 50p. Yo, let me hold 50p. Let me hold." By the time he's got £5 and he's good.
Yeah.
Them man, I used to be that guy.
I went to a
Really?
girls' school.
Yeah.
I don't know why you like
Every
that.
single
What was that
stereotype.
like?
Girls' school is normal.
What's a girls' school?
Yeah.
Were
There's
they
no
bitches?
guys.
Why
Yeah,
do you
some of
assume
them.
that? I'm joking.
No, they are though. They get into all them little fights and argue and stuff. And you know, with a girls' school, there's always a boys' school around the corner. So you gotta go there and cut with the guys and show off. And obviously, my school was like didn't have much of a uniform, so like everyone just used to wear like short skirts and shit. Yeah, but it was a nice school though, man. But we did not used to sell food. We used to sell cigarettes and shit. That's the kind of
Mad.
school I went
Fucking
to. So they'd be like, "I'll buy a cigarette off you for £1."
Rotted.
Okay.
How old was this?
How old?
Yeah.
I went there from 2008 to 2013.
But how old were you people selling cigarettes?
Oh,
Yeah, we're younger now, like younger than 16.
I don't know. When you could buy
Yeah.
10 packs, isn't it?
Oh, we used to have a hedge at the back of our secondary school. People used to hide in between breaks and smoke.
Yeah.
Everyone
And they
had
got
that
rid of
place. Everyone had that place.
Smoking
Yeah.
shit.
Well,
Behind bikes.
Yeah. Everyone had that place where everyone would go smoke. All the cool kids.
No, but like people used to hide in there so that they wouldn't go to class.
Yeah.
They'd hide in the hedge.
It was an actual
And
bush.
then-
Fuck
There
sake!
was like a branch that was like this. You could move it open like a door.
Yeah.
Just get inside.
Yeah.
You know, it was like
Welcome.
Yeah, but that awkward moment when the teacher comes and finds you, like, why are you in the hedge? I don't know.
I did hear the
Yeah,
bell.
why was he looking for us?
That one! I did not hear the bell. Where's the excuse?
I used
That's
to
actually
always
true.
say
That is
that.
true.
Why are you like, oh, I didn't hear the bell, sir. Oh, excellent excuse.
We used to have a school bus, and if you missed it,
Where
That's
did you
bougie.
grow up?
No.
Narnia.
Yeah.
my Narnia, I live in Brixton,
And
you had a school bus in
And you had a school bus?
and my school was in Tooting.
Did the school bus ever get shot up?
Where's Tooting?
Man said, "Shut up, Benjamin. Come on."
It was
is
hard to
America.
get to school, innit?
Where's
So-
Tooting?
Where is Tooting?
Tooting.
Tooting
Like
is
Wandsworth.
southwest, like near Balham and
Wandsworth?
Clapham and that.
No.
You
Am
know
I still
Clapham
saying
South?
the words?
Yeah.
It's near Clapham,
I know where Clapham
Wandsworth.
is.
Yeah, so
all of
Tooting,
them-
Tooting Beck and that.
Yeah, Ellsfield. My school's in Ellsfield. That's exactly where it is.
Oldfield.
So that's why we had a school bus, because it would take me like 2 hours to get to school. So some days, you know, when you don't want to go to school,
Yeah.
I just like miss the school bus and like hang out all morning doing whatever I want and get in at like 12 and be like, school
Oh,
bus.
so you missed it just to make your own way.
Yeah.
Nice.
That happened to me once. Yeah, I was like an hour and a half late. I thought, oh well, you know, for us,
I'm gonna be late.
because you have to
Might as
wake
well
up
be
early.
extra
I
late.
have to wake up at 6:30 and to get in for 8:30. By 9 or 10, it's practically lunchtime for us now. So I bought like, you know, sweets and a can of Coke, and I was drinking a can of Coke. Yeah, like I was trying to duck it all down in the hallway before going in, but my teacher, Mr. Watkin, was already outside telling someone off. So he just saw me walking casually drinking it. Yeah, I was like, shit. He called my mum in front of the whole class. Yeah, and he had it was Welsh, isn't it? He had like a strong accent. Yeah, and he was just like, I just caught your son out here just drinking Coke. He's rolled in an hour and a half late, and I'm just like, oh, fine. Everyone's just looking at me and laughing at me.
How did you get your mum's number so quick?
It's in the system, innit?
Wait a
It was
minute.
on the system.
Yeah, it's in the system, obviously.
You
Yeah.
said in front of everyone.
No, yeah, like obviously he went in, yeah, and he announced it
okay.
before he did it. He was like, "Look who's turned up," and he's like, "Now here's what I'm about to do."
Man
And
singled you
he's
out.
looking for he stopped the class to
Those
they
teachers have bad
spectate
home
the whole
lives.
thing.
Yeah.
Bad
Those teachers
whole
have bad
life.
home lives.
I had one teacher like that primary school, Mr. Wicks, yeah. Mad bipolar. After he got married. Yeah. No. Before he got married, he was chill. Nice guy. After he got married, he would come in some days and be, hey guys, what's up? Next day.
And didn't get none.
Just be aggy. Yeah. I hate teachers like, don't bring your personal life into
I hate
the class.
teachers that
Legit.
fucking drink coffee and then breathe up in your face.
The
That
worst
gets
combination
mad.
is... No, the worst one is...
Can I help you with your work?
the worst one is coffee and cigarettes.
And the sweat patches.
Oh.
Oh no, I'm not gonna mention the name. It's kind of deep. There was one teacher.
Yeah, I can think of my teacher now.
There was
What are you talking about?
No, I'm not gonna say that. That's deep.
Why
because
can't you
of,
say your
like,
teacher's name?
Because it's just rude. It's just rude.
It's not
deserve
rude.
that, innit?
They knew that
Last
they
teacher-
knew
No,
they
no,
smelled.
basically,
the
like,
ones
this
that
teacher was
deserve
really
it.
nice, and something actually happened to her that was like outside of like the school.
Oh,
Like it was
okay.
really deep. So like,
Oh, fuck.
but it was like a radius around her, like that you can.
I said a radius.
And that's circumference. You can measure it. Like,
So you're saying she was doing up Chernobyl and
You have
that?
to wrap it. Rotted.
Sure, that's what you just said.
We have doing up Chernobyl.
Yeah, because like there's a radius where you
The
can't get
biggest,
involved
like,
in that, otherwise you're gonna get caught up in the
explosion
stank. So
and a nuclear power plant
that blew up.
and
I
super radioactive.
Yeah.
We've been talking about school.
Yeah,
this time.
we have to wrap
School's
up.
great.
We have to wrap
We're
up.
gonna have to wrap
I
it
mean,
up.
look, we hope you related in that, innit? And
Everyone can relate to school.
of course,
Trust
of course,
me.
nice.
Next episode,
Yeah.
college. I'm joking.
College was lit.
College was lit,
I'm
and
not
then
blacked out
uni.
for 2 years.
We'll talk about uni when we finish.
I've got a lot to say about uni.
Is it like it was so irrelevant because you didn't have enough time to make that sort of same connection you made with high school?
No,
or
I had
secondary?
so much fun at college.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I didn't go to college. I went to sixth
I used to
form.
order.
Oh, yeah, no,
I used to
sixth
go
form.
to
I
So you got
Domino's.
lucky, you know, like you were
Where did I get
able
lucky?
to.
I went
Because you had the
to-
foundation of
Oh,
secondary
yeah,
school,
yeah.
so you had like the same friends, the same teachers,
Oh,
and
okay.
an environment.
Oh no, I went to a different sixth form from my high school.
Same.
Yeah, I couldn't be asked to go find out.
Mhm.
So, what am I doing
I
that
couldn't
for?
be asked to stay at the same place that I'd been for the last 5 years.
I think you're that type of person. That I couldn't imagine you staying somewhere like 5 years straight and then not wanting to move on. I feel like you're a person that likes to explore.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes me feel better.
Also, because you weren't really going to your school that much anyway. So you didn't really have that much of a commitment.
Yeah,
Do you know what I think it was? I think it's because it was a girls' school. When you get to like 16, it's like you feel a bit funny, just
You feel like
only
you're
hanging
missing
out.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
I don't know what's so special about boys that you feel like you're missing.
No,
out?
not
It's
missing
that
out,
fun,
like
but
the
you
social
talk about relationship,
interaction.
like the dynamic of a
Yeah.
friendship and stuff.
Nothing.
You be socially
What?
interacting more.
Okay, so now
Yeah.
all of yous here, why do you think I was talking about that?
What?
I'm just talking about boys in general. I wasn't talking about all of that sort of
Yeah,
stuff.
that's what I was.
Well, if you
Yeah.
don't see the
It's
appeal
not-
of that,
you
I don't
have-
want to think you're weird, but like you know.
No, I was just talking about boys
Boys,
in
you know,
general.
boys in school are mean. Boys
Yeah,
in school are horrible.
we were not nice, especially back
People,
then.
yeah.
Like this.
Cut my
Yeah.
hair.
dicks.
I didn't get
Somebody's
no
got cut my hair.
trouble.
What?
No, it was only a little bit of a cut.
I would have got
But, like,
mad.
I had a lot, like I've had very long
Oh,
hair.
no, I did that in primary school. Some girl.
Primary school, you
All
don't know
of
any
them,
better.
yeah.
No, there was only a
15,
bit
you know
at the
better.
end. She was sitting in front of me. It was all long, covered on my leg. You know, you sit down.
Yeah.
Across it was like, she's gotten a bit off the end.
I've
You're
done
a
that
bad kid.
before.
You used to throw dictionaries at people's heads. Like, what's the matter
Yo,
with
listen,
you?
like, primary school was just a different area. Like that actually, that was the same.
If you was not in primary school, you're in prison now. I think.
Mad.
Oh yeah, well, like the one that used to sell the sweets.
It's funny you say that, actually. Because he is in prison.
Exactly.
Some boy from my primary school.
Shit, then.
He was a very, very bad breed, but you know, one of them people that's
Man,
mad
you give
funny.
me some serious, like, I haven't been detected yet vibes sometimes.
In my school, it was more like unannounced war fights. So.
Oh, did you ever have someone in your primary school, like, and they were like inherently sexual? Like, there was this boy, and he would hump everything. Like, he'd go like that on everything. Like, you know the big apparatus things that you do like your gym on.
Yeah.
That you pull out. Like, he'd go on the poles and like do that, and on like the bench. Sometimes he'd come behind you and do it, and just weird.
In primary school, yeah, we used to have a kid who used to say, "Do you want chocolate?" And when they said yes, he whipped out his dick.
I think this is the same guy.
Yeah,
like,
you got the guy
is he in prison?
who like.
I
actually don't know. Like,
I don't know. Like, he went off the radar. Like,
yeah.
Like one time we were getting changed for PE, right? And he's like, "Oh, I need to shit." And then he got a piece of paper, just shut in the paper, put it in the bin.
What?
Oh my days!
Was there something wrong with him?
I think maybe like one time he got glue and pencil sharpeners and tried to make a roll up out of it and smack it in class.
What?
Yeah, like he was a
Smoked
bit
glue.
off. He was like, "Yeah, I'm making cocaine."
Oh, glue, sawdust, yeah, why not?
I feel like.
And on that note,
That's the name of the episode.
Asthma. That's what it is.
No, that's the name of the episode. Do you want some chocolate?
no.
What?
Thank you for listening.
That concludes the end of episode 17.
Yes.
Is this the wrap up?
Yeah, that's the wrap up. Yeah, I mean, it's just so not us, but like, cause we're kind of urban, and then we got like these redneck. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm gonna take my horse
So it's just kind of. That's the third copyright. All right. So that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you very much for joining us. This has been one of our longest episodes as well, but we hope you've enjoyed.
Thank you.
Benjamin, can I call you Benjamin? Yeah.
No, you can't, you know.
Huh?
Benjamin.
Benjamin.
Benjon. Ben.
Pencil boy.
Thank you for coming.
Sorry.
Thank you for inviting me on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did you get an invite? I had to ask.
What?
I said, did you get an invite? I had to ask.
You can take that one,
Yeah, you had
Alex.
to ask Alex. Can I come on? He was like,
If you
Oh,
want.
it's good though. Initiative. That shows initiative.
No,
It's good.
but big mountains though. Like we've been wanting Benji on. Benjamin.
past
But
3,
exactly
4
since we started.
Yeah.
Since we started.
Like, it was actually a case of like, am I invited? And you were like, just come. And I was like, invite me then. And then,
You know what I
It's just a
mean?
bit-
like, you had to
It's
let
just
me,
a
you had to
bit.
let
No,
me know when it was.
I
Like,
mean, what did I say to you when we
location.
first started? I was like, just come. Isn't that what I said to you?
I don't
What
go
did I say to you?
I don't go
just
here.
come. And I was
Just
like, what
come.
invite?
Alright, so a message if you want to come.
Just come.
Just come.
Yeah,
You wanna
yeah.
come,
just come.
If you
It's
think you
okay.
are a character of any worth and you contribute anything to this universe and the grand aspect of things, come on our show.
Mad. I like that.
Uncultured
That's
podcast.
amazing.
Except for R. Kelly.
Or not.
It's massive. Mad.
Why you go-
You need to play it. You need to play it.
That was good.
Alright, done.
In a bit.
That's it.
Oh, wait,
It's
you-
alright.
let me intro.